Hey folks, how's it going? It's Wednesday, we're doing some Blender stuff today. Hope you've all had a good week. We'll switch on over to the main screen so you can see what I'm doing. I've just been playing around a little bit before the stream started. I'm trying to get this rock golem to basically swipe at the player. So we haven't quite got it worked out. So we kind of, I'm trying to keep in mind the weight of the rocks that make up this kind of creature. So even if it's kind of powered by magic, it's still going to have some real elemental effects on it, such as gravity and weight. Greetings! Hey Jeffrey, how's it going? Good to see you. Hope you've had a good week so far. I think what I want to do is probably twist the arm slightly so it's kind of more like a hook sweep. I mean, not dead yet, that's a bonus. It's scary having a forest fire that close. That's a win, yes. Certainly is a win. A win for not dying. And did it take them long to kind of deal with the fire? What do they have to do? They actually put people onto kind of contain it, or is it one of those things that can only let it burn out and hope it doesn't go too far? You know, sometimes in those situations they kind of have to sacrifice so much of the forest to sort of let it burn and then kind of have a barrier to stop it going any further. I think I'm happy to frame 15. I'm happy up to frame 15. Starts to crouch, brings its arm up to swing. Frame 20, full crouch. Between 15 and 20. I bring its arm down, but I feel that needs to be twisted at that point, so it's more of a hook. So that movement there, I'm okay with the movement, I just don't like the positioning. Panda, hey Cobbler, how's it going? Good to see you, hope you've had a good week so far. Good day, sir. Good day indeed. It's been a good week. Can't complain at all. Hello, hey bot, everybody's here. Welcome in everyone. How's it going, bot? Good to see you. I see you doing good progress there, yeah. So we've done a few animations. What we're trying to do today is the animation where the player is in front of the golem. Now this golem is quite tall. The player comes up to about halfway. So for the golem to actually attack, it kind of has to reach down and hit the player, but at the moment it just looks like they're tapping him on the sides, so I need to kind of adjust that. I'm quite good, what's up? Awesome! Yeah, doing good here, doing good. So it's been a good week. Work hasn't been too stressful. It's been a little bit stressful, not too stressful. Fortunately, I had a day free from work today just to kind of chill and catch up on some rest. So, very thankful for that. Glad to hear, thank you. So from there, because I think the only movement that's going on from frame 15 to 20 is the shoulder is dropping. What I really want is kind of a twist going on there, I think. Like a twist on the shoulder to kind of keep the arm at that angle, but kind of bring the shoulder down at the same time. Have you tried to ease the keyframes? I haven't actually. They're very much linear at the moment. By the way, my cat's watching your stream too. She's on my lap right now. Awesome. Yeah, my cat was watching Lisa on Monday. Got photos in my Discord, in the Cats and Dogs channel. He's actually asleep next to me at the moment. But yeah, cats just seem to like watching streams. Well, animals in general. I've had birds watch my stream before. Kind of like bob along a little bit, especially when I'm playing music. You know, I do know sort of a little about modifying how the frames transition, but for the most part, it's just been kind of a linear transition between frames. Got Ozzy watching your stream at least once, yes. That was pretty cool. Select the keyframes and press T. We'll select these ones first. T. Aha, there they are. Yeah, so I think I'm on linear. So elastic would be quite useful for elastic or bounce. If you want like a movement that kind of is a little bit more fluid, I suppose. She's asleep on my arm, so typing is awkward. Yeah. Kitties do love her cuddles. If you switch to graph editor, you will see the visuals. Can we do that from here? Damien is my biggest fan. He is. I sell emotes. You sell the best emotes. There he is. There's those awesome emotes as well. Thank you, thank you. I have actually been to the graph editor before. I have seen that the lines moving from it's in the tab of the window. AFK watching Gen 5. Cool, okay. Alert, Super Scammer. Input your credit card details for a chance to win some emotes. And at least I can pay for soup. Biggest fan, there he is, yeah. Enjoy your AFK and your watching. What are we got? Playback. Please enter your credit card details for a chance to win free soup. I'm a complete novice at this, as you can well aware, I'm sure. Where's the graph again? You say it's in the tab. Dropping the game dev channel. Cool. Thank you, Cobbler. Nice try, Scammer. Ah! Up here. Gotcha. Graph editor. Ah, okie dokie. Yeah, I keep forgetting that you can change the window tool, I suppose. I'm not sure what you would call these. Or editor type, I suppose. Yeah, editor types. You know, the combining game and working. Oh yes, how's that going? That's very cool stuff. Have you pressed normalize? You can fit them all in the window. Press no. Oh, normalize there. Cool. Ah, cool, cool. Hey, Teeny Tonus. Well, that looks complex. It's not that complex. There's just a lot of things going on there. How's it going? Good to see you. Hope you've had a good week so far. Yeah, we're just messing around with keyframes at the moment. So is this the transitioning between the frames? So for the most part, I'm guessing those are going to be linear. It's the way it kind of just draws between them. So we can change it. Oh, okie dokie. Let's have a look. Everything good. Do you remember what I told you about the other throwing to add weight? Yes, yeah. Yeah, so trying to get the basic movement in, and then I've noticed a tool that might be useful for that, actually, like a bounce. Overthrowing, yes. Morning game dev. Thank you, Cobbler. I see that picture. Much appreciate that. I haven't been able to work on it until yesterday's. Last night made a shop for different materials, and this morning I found the code base hysterical. Oh no. Yeah, working at night and then reviewing in the morning can come up with some interesting results. English is my first language and I still get confused. Yeah, same. I speak code better than I speak language. Now let's see what we've got here. Cube action. Okay, so trying to understand. So we've got a 1, a 0, and a -1. So like this green line here goes from a -1 and transitions up to a 1. Been following since 2024. It's felt like such a short time. Yeah, it's not a lot really, I suppose, in 2 years. You think, blimey, it's time has flown. Although there's been a lot of the same old kind of crap going on. There you go. Oh, surely this didn't start too long ago. It works, but barely understand. I barely understand, and I'm not going to touch the code base anymore. Bane broke, don't fix it. Indeed, very wise coding kind of practice. That is. War, same old crap. Trump getting shot at. Yeah. There's nothing kind of revolutionary, so to speak. Nothing really we can say. Oh, this is a fresh experience. So what are we actually looking at? Is this the Do we have to expand? So that green line I've got selected at the moment is the Y rotation for the shoulder. You can hide the controls, keep the one you want to tweak to focus more. Oh, okay. There's so much stuff in Blender that's where you can get very precise, exactly the exact kind of results you're after. We're back in about 30 minutes. Want to quick finish up video for Blue Sky, which just shows the new changes. Oh, cool. Okie dokie, you do your thing. I'll also send you pics from space, by the way. You sent that aerial, well, I'm assuming it's from a plane. Which that's quite crazy in itself. Seeing how much fire, well, smoke coming from the fire. Honestly, it's crazy that Blender is free. Yeah, it's a very powerful tool for free application. You see the fire and smoke, it almost goes across half the country. Wow. Stream is buffering. Oh no, bot. You never have any luck with the stream. I'll have to try and tweak my settings, see if there's any way I can improve my my general kind of quality. Let me send Spacepick. Okie dokie. Okay, so we got a keyframe. Well, we have an element that we have a keyframe for, which is the Y rotation for the left shoulder. So that's going from a 1 down to a -1 between frames 1 to 25. And I can see it then goes back up. So the -1, I'm guessing at this point is the second. Is that like frame 1 is where its resting position is, which is at 1 on the scale, and -1 is its final movement, which it stays at until it then moves back to its resting position. Now, looking at the settings, I could put like a bounce type thing here, so it overthrows the final resting position, so it gives that feel of the rock kind of being thrown and being pulled back a little bit. Sent a satellite pic of my country. Ooh, let's have a look. Yeah, thank you for these pictures, by the way, Copper. I do appreciate. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a look at the Netherlands. Oh wow, yes. That is crazy. That. Was there much damage reported from that, or was it just mainly the smoke kind of being inconvenience to people? No, because it was still quite chaotic. Hope it hasn't done too much. There's not too much kind of clean up for people. So is that red one? Red one is the X rotation for the upper arm left. Wow. I suppose if I knew more what I was doing with these, I could basically place just 2 keyframes and just have the paths do most of the work for me. I think that's kind of what we're getting at here, isn't it? Yeah, because ultimately it has the resting position where it is now. It then moves to another position with a little bit of bounce on there to show the weight of the rock, and then just return to resting position. Did you watch The Boys? I did not. Still on my watch list though. This will be good practice to learn animation. Yes, that's what I'm kind of doing with a lot of these things, Cobbler. It's like I'm learning as I go. This is all practice for me. Like, I'm streaming because if I don't stream it, I'll get bored and walk away. But it does mean I get to talk to you guys and kind of give me tips as I learn. It's pretty cool of you all. Rewatching it now, nice. Yeah, I know a bit about The Boys and kind of the subjects it approaches, and it's quite, from what I can tell, it's quite a smartly written kind of show as to how superheroes in the real world could be approached, kind of thing. Tips and hugs, yes. It's filled with penises and gore though, and gory penises. There's always got to be a penis somewhere, hasn't it? Yeah, it's quite a graphic show from what I've heard. But that doesn't surprise me. It's not your typical sort of family-friendly Marvel approach to superhero people with powers and stuff. No. Yeah. Definitely do not want to be bringing the whole family in to watch it. But what's the purple in this case? Okay, so purple is the X location of the shoulder, which I'm guessing is constant, because that line doesn't move. So the location relative to the model doesn't actually change for the left shoulder. Which I would say, yeah. But the only reason there's a keyframe for that is because I just put locations and rotation keyframes in case I start moving stuff around and stuff gets lost. How's Nick's doing, by the way? Better. Sort of finding solutions. Slow and steady solutions. But I've mentioned your concern before, and sort of they do appreciate you checking in. It's nice to know people are asking after you. Let's tidy some of this beard up. Realistically, I should really trim the length of this beard, as it is quite the problem at times, considering the beard is now probably to my wrist. If I do that, that's quite a long beard. So it's yeah. How many years? It's got to be. It's somewhere between 6 to 10 years. Most of the length was done in the last 6 years. Like, it was only probably there 6 years ago. So this length here is 6 years of length. Nice. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's I guess in the way of my keyboard. I'm trying to type and it's just weird. It's pretty cool though. Not many people have a long plaited beard you can throw over their shoulder. Still trying to work out what I can do in this screen that will be useful at this stage. Because this is going to be how quickly, well, basically how quickly or how smoothly it moves from keyframes to keyframe, isn't it? So the Bezier, I mean more natural. Yeah, I suppose rather than kind of like more sudden or robotic, I suppose we can kind of make it more of a smoother. Yeah. It's not going to be as much of a concern for this particular model, but it'd be nice to get this looking a bit more natural. If it comes to making a robot, it's not going to be so much of an issue, but anything that has some kind of natural element to them, even if they are supernatural, they're still going to be bound by natural rules. So rules of nature. So easing by strength. So you got like a you can select each handle and tweak them. Okay, you can see, oh okay. Rotation of the shoulder. Oh. So the X rotation of the shoulder comes up and then back. So at that point there, and then swings right down. When you click on the point, you will see the handles. Ah. Oh yes. Ah, I'm learning things now. So we can do kind of make that more of a dip there, for instance. Do we have a play button here? Oh, we can actually bring... Right, so these controls are very similar to the line manipulation controls in something like Photoshop. Because if you're making a curved line in Photoshop, you have exactly the same control. Oh, you can have it overshoot as well that way. Oh, you can use Shift Control Alt for more controls while dragging them. Also, Shift gives you more of a tighter movement. Control snaps. Alt. I'm not seeing much on the... What's the Alt do? Yeah, let's try something... Let's see how that kind of looks. So it also only works when clicking on point. Ah, cool, gotcha. I suppose that doesn't change enough for it to space to play. Ah, I had a feeling it was space, but yeah, the rotating of it still needs to be fixed because it's got like a weird rotation going on there. Very well. Let's fix the actual movements of where it's moving to, and we'll come back to this. Shift back, arrow to bring it back to... Shift back arrow to bring it back to the beginning. But let's try that before we do this thing. Oh, yes. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, those little things there that it's taken me ages to understand. Yeah, I don't like the twisting there. What I want it to do is kind of go from there. At the moment it's almost like squashing a balloon underneath its arm. Does that make sense? Which I don't want it to do. I basically want it to UFC, yes. Yeah, there's some movement there that I need to kind of revise, so I'm tempted to delete some of these keyframes and start again on the movement. But it's close enough that I think I can work with what I have. So I'm happy up to frame 15. Like, that looks a good pose, where it's kind of springing the arm up and ready to kind of almost punch the ground. But rather than punching the ground, bringing the fist around and kind of like sweeping, like a sweeping hook is what I'm going for. So as that comes down here, I think this probably needs to be more up. Uppercut. Yeah, kind of. But then the player is so short in comparison. It has to reach down quite low to even hit, let alone cut up on them. So what I'm going to let's delete this middle section. Because that almost looks like it's just pushing stuff around there. It's just kind of a very let's make our life a little bit easier. Delete those ones. Delete that. Can I delete that? Don't know what that refers to. It might be the other bone that we're not working with right now. So as it stands right there, so it crouches down. We ignore that movement because there's some weird stuff. Delete those keyframes as well. So what are we now left with? So it still crouches down. It's still lifting the shoulder. It drops the shoulder. pulls the arm back, rotating it into that position. And we haven't got any further than that so far. So what we want from there, so as it comes to that, as the shoulder drops, probably at frame 20, I say we want this to then be rotated up to kind of set up for the sweep. And then as the shoulder drops down, you will kind of want to hook and sweep across the front. So as that shoulder comes down to its final point, probably about there. What movement do we need to achieve that? Is it going to be a rotation? Is that into bring round? Probably not quite that far. Probably something along those lines. So it crouches down, raises the shoulder, twists the arm, and then sweep cuts in front, which will have a little bit overshoot as it comes past the center mark. But then it'll kind of bring the arm back and reset to its position around there. So what I would like to do once it's done the one swing is to kind of, as this arm's coming back, have the other arm kind of swing as well. So I'll probably have to have the, as that's coming around to this position here, actually raise the other shoulder in preparation to do the opposite swing. So as that comes to this point, and then this starts resetting back to here, this one's at the center. Now this would be a right left hook, yes. So it would be quite a deadly attack to the player if they were to stand perfectly still in front of it. Or a left right hook, yes. Yeah, I've started with the left for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because it was closer to the camera. But I'm not really against people who favour left or right, so this could be a left-handed goaler, we don't know. So let's use our new found shortcut controls so we can jump back to the beginning. Spacebar. Now that's where it needs tweaking, because crouches down and then an awkward drop of the shoulder. As long it's protect and knockout, yeah. Because it's going to be quite agitated by a player to the point of that, what's this small being in front of me? Crouch down, swing at it. And as the player moves out the way, it'll obviously miss the first swing and completely miss the second swing. But then, I suppose at this position it's quite vulnerable. Because it's not Not very mobile at this point. I won Twisted Metal Season 3. Ooh. I've not actually watched Season 1 and 2 yet. I have them available for me to watch off my computer. I imagine how that punch will feel, yeah. Yeah, these things aren't very quick, as you imagine. They're big, they're bulky, they're heavy. They're slow to move. So, if you haven't dodged the fact it's crouching towards you to swing at you, then you deserve to be hit by a big rock fist. But I feel I need to probably ease something here. This movement here is a little bit awkward. So what we've got going on here, so that to that. So from that point there it starts to swing. Maybe that needs to be here then. Oops, not that one. What are we missing off this rig? Try to drag that point more forward. Let's select more of the rig so we know what's going on here. So these points here. So as it's crouching down, shoulders raised. I meant the one on the right of them. Ah, okay. Put them to there just to see the difference now. Two days till Bandcamp Friday. Ooh, I've got quite a few songs on my wish list that I'll probably end up buying. Five new releases from me that day. Ooh, exciting. So which point are we? This crouches and then the movement happens. So frame 20 is when the crouch is completed. That solo point. Yeah, that solo point is, I think, the crouch. So, because I've not selected anything else. Frame 20 is when the crouch part of the animation is completed. So it crouches at 20 and from frame 20 onwards it's in a crouch position. So I want the arm swing to happen before frame 20 really, don't I? Put those there. Is that... It's a transition between these points here. I suppose this is where the easing comes in really, from this point here. Because we want it to start swinging really before the crouch is completed. I'm back, what have I missed? We've deleted some of the keyframes and we're redoing them. But I'm quite happy with the crouch. Crouch is fine. So which part are we not happy with? It's the shoulder dropping, isn't it? Because I raised the shoulder for effect. So maybe as the shoulder's dropping, Rather than waiting all the way to there before it starts swinging, it needs to start swinging before then. So shoulder kind of, because it's the rotation. It's the rotation of that bone there. I have it one rotation setting there, then another one there. Let's have a look. Location, scale. So we want it on the path to rotating to this position. From frame 13. But it doesn't actually start doing it, from what I can tell, until there. Which is confusing because I don't have a keyframe for the shoulder at that point. Looks like he's flexing his muscles, to be honest. Yeah, he's just doing like a friendly little kind of like little shoulder hunches, working the muscles around there. And then just a little bit of weight training at the front here. And then some pullbacks. Maybe start over with the hand and see what you missed. Yeah, probably worth a shot there. Need to relocate my keyboard and mouse. We have a Space Invader. Is that really necessary? You've just gone a full. I know. Yeah, you can't reason. There's no reason. Yeah, let's no. Do not press the escape key. Keyboard and mouse migration junkie, yes. Fortunately they're wireless. They don't get tangled up and small. You ever go on Blender? No? We're good. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking might just have to. Like, I'm happy to crouch. Damien about to go hook. Yes. You've literally achieved nothing. Okay. Apparently the keyboard was the perfect sleeping spot. Okay. I think we should be safe for the moment. Yeah, so could probably look at. Let's remove some more of the keyframes. Be back in 10 seconds. Looks like uploading to Blue Skies making stream up. Okie dokie. No problem at all. That means I'm quite happy. Maybe just like there. We just delete those keyframes. So that, I know the shoulder doesn't raise. Let's bring all these keyframes here a bit sooner. So does that mean now that So that there's no kind of wind up, there's no... But that looks better, as in it's not awkward anymore. So as it starts to crouch, he raises his arm to the side, and just as it's about to complete the crouch, the arm starts to come around. At frame 35. Looks better, yeah. Like, I did want it to kind of like almost wind up for a stronger attack kind of thing, so it brings the arm up, before swinging down. But I suppose I could put like an extra frame in there once I'm happy with the general movement, as long as it doesn't mess anything else up. Yes, like charging, yeah. Okay. So how is this looking here? So we've like frame 20 is full crouch. So we say, what's happening at 17 there? So 17 is where the shoulder twists. So maybe if we bring these back to 15, put those at say 30 for instance. Maybe move his shoulder back to charge the front. Charge, then front, yeah. So possibly, what I wanted initially was just as he goes to crouch, the shoulder goes up. So about here, the shoulder's going up. And then from like frame 10 onwards, for instance, then the arm swings down at more force. But then I suppose it's trying to time the crouch. So the crouching, although the timing's not bad on that really. Let's play that. Obviously I haven't got the animation for it to stand back up again, because I want the other arm to move first. But Hogs has the biggest patience with my typing. I've got a lot of patience, Gobbler. And I am sympathetic to those who kind of struggle or have sort of mistypes, because I'm pretty much like that most of the time. I always appreciate people not kind of making a harsh point out of mistyping. So it happens. You know, I'm not unhappy really about how that looks. It could be better. So as that comes down, the fist is twisted there. So it's kind of hooking swing around. And then after the swing, it rotates the wrist as it pulls the arm back to that position. So I'm quite happy with that. What I'd probably include is a slight twist on the torso. Because at the moment it's just kind of very hinged, like straight crouched down with the arm moving. But I would like a slight twist in the torso. So let's have a look what we have. Probably there. Let's set the location rotation there, and as that comes down to what was it, 30? It's a full. Yeah, so 30 is where we set before, so we want a very slight rotation. There. It needs to be a little cleaner, but we're not too far off. When that rotation start happening a bit earlier. Okay, back for good. Videos posting hopefully does better than the last video I posted, even though this one is a bit more sloppy, to be honest. Well, I think it's a numbers game of that. The more you post, the more you get noticed, and the more people start watching. So it's very much having to put a lot out there to get people to watch. It's very rare you get like 1 or 2 videos that do extremely well to begin with. So have we got actually... Yeah, there's awesome emotes. They do look very cool, those. I think it's because we got a... Is it actually doing anything there? Frame 20, I don't think it's actually doing much. That's rigid to that point there, isn't it? So if I remove frame 20 for spine 2, it doesn't affect the crouching. Yeah, I must have just set it and not really thinking. Okay, so is that twist too subtle at that point, or do I need to start the twisting a bit later? The twist does seem quite subtle, doesn't it? My most successful post has 19 likes, 7 comments. It's me posting about the circuit board I made. Blue Sky has been amazing for motivating me. That's quite cool though. 19 likes. But yeah, it can be demotivating as well as motivating. If you choose social media to be your motivator, I suppose. I should really start posting things like this. Like, hey, look, I'm working on assets for my upcoming game. Come follow me and see my progress, kind of thing. But that's a whole kind of side job on top. I did start doing that when I first started streaming. It's like, this is what I'm up to. Come and join in and hang out, kind of thing. But having to do that 3 times a week at least. Well, I was streaming more than 3 times a week when I first started. I stream less now than I ever have, really. Quite proud of it, which most of it, yeah, that's good. You should be proud of what you're working on. And anyone who kind of says you shouldn't be is obviously just jealous. I think there needs to be more of a twist there. So let's give this a more. Yeah, that looks better, I'd say. Okay, let's see that in real time. Yeah, the twist needs to happen sooner, doesn't it? It's almost like it gets down to that position and then twists. What animation are you currently working on? So this is the, I suppose you can call it like the melee attack. So the idea being the player is about half the height of this. So if the player is immediately in front of the golem, the best attack it can think of is to crouch down and swing at the player. First with one fist and then the other fist. which will be quite devastating to the player because you've got a giant rock smashing into the side of you twice over. If the player is smart enough, they'll be dodging out the way of this, and they probably won't even see the animation if they don't get too close, because the player is going to be by default a ranged attacker. So as a ranged attacker, if they're ever close enough to this golem to be seeing this animation, they've kind of fucked up. Because these things don't walk very fast. See the vision, cool, yeah. But ideally, the player should be able to kite around a golem. So if it kind of crouches down, maybe it's weaker to attack if it's crouched down like this, and the player can kite around and attack from the back. I've not quite worked out the actual kind of combat mechanics, and I haven't really set them in stone, to excuse the pun there. But these are kind of like ideas I'm floating. So I do want these things to have like a certain armor stat. If you think like a D&D light, where a creature's going to have certain armor stats, that as long as your attack hits, from the back, as long as your attack can hit with against their armor stat, then you're going to take some damage off them. But to begin with, the player will not be able to meet the armor stat of a golem. So these things are going to be feared and to be avoided until the player can bring their attacks up high enough to actually do any damage to these things. But as I say, they're that slow. You can avoid them, but they will be blocking the paths to higher levels, kind of thing. So you will need to be able to defeat them, but there will be kind of a level cap, kind of guardian, I suppose. So I don't like poorly written story reasons for players not being able to do something. Like, oh no, you can't go down this way right now. There is a blockage that hasn't been cleared. So, oh, okay, well, I'll wait for you to move this small inconvenience and I'll come back later. You see it in a lot of games that, oh, there's been an incident that we're dealing with. Come back later, and then coming back later is when you've actually completed the quest or something. But with this, if you're powerful enough to take on one of these, clear it out of the way, then yeah, carry on. It'd be funny if there's an open field with a chest with nothing in it, and like 10 golems protecting it for fun. Oh, that'd be a troll, that would be. Even more so, it's actually a mimic. Or just leave a note inside the chest that says your treasure is in another chest. Bridge has collapsed. Wait while we fix it. Yeah. Oh no, a storm has hit and it's destroyed the bridge. Please collect 10 wood to help us fix it, and then wait 2 days for it to actually be fixed. Hi. Yeah, I kind of find those kind of tropes amusing and slightly frustrating. No, the note says womp womp. Well, it just have like a Jack-in-the-Box surprise. Like you open it up and it goes boom. You go, ah. Someone's been here before me and they're trolling me now. Very much like this thing. We good? We're good, okay. we missing from this initial swing? So we got a twist. Where's the twist? The twist starts to happen. It does kind of happen almost immediately. Let's look from a bird's eye view. See it better from there. We get close to the chest, and the chest disappears, and text appears. It was all in your head. Remember to take your meds. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you can see the twist happening from above a lot easier, but the... Let's play that real time. How's that? Obviously, we need to reset the twisting, but... It's almost where it should be, because I could almost really kind of pull that swing in a bit more, because it's quite wide now with the body twist. We're saying 1 to 30 completes the full swing. So to 60 should be where the next swing completes. And then 90 is reset. Right, we'll go with that for now. Let's we're doing for time. Okay, just past 9 o'clock. We're all good. Let's grab all of that. So we want to move these points here to frame 60. So as that comes down, it swings, completes on 30, arm pulls back into position up to 60. But in the same time, as it goes from 30 to 60, bringing that back, we need to effectively have the same as what's happened between 1 and 30. Let's select the entire well, apart from the crouch, we don't need the crouching, do we? So anything below a body, you don't actually need that. So just those ones. So we have upper arm. What's going on here? So upper arm right. We've got a frame for upper arm right there. But that doesn't actually need to do anything, because so let's remove that frame there for upper arm right. Oh, okay, maybe not. What's going on there then? What's happening on the upper arm right? Weird, okay. Yeah, so upper arm, not doing anything. So right shoulder, right upper arm, right forearm, right hand. No keyframes. Left hand, left forearm, left upper arm, left shoulder. So let's have a look what's happened. So we get to frame 15. We have the what's the only thing that moves at frame 15 then? Just the upper arm right out of the upper body. But it's just that joint there, isn't it, that moves. So we go upper arm right, upper arm left. So it's that one there, isn't it? That's upper arm right, upper arm left. Yeah, so as that comes to there, that's moving up. But it's raining right now and it's making me already unreliable internet even worse. Oh no, bot. Oh, you don't have a lot of luck at all, do you? There's a lot of that movement is reliant on that upper arm. So yes, frame 15, upper arm left. Brings a swing then, it gets to frame 20. That's still just the spines happening. And 30 is when we have the twist of the spine, plus the shoulder, the upper arm, the forearm and the hand, all changing position. So that does that mean then by frame 30 we want the upper arm to be moving at that point? Because that whole, because the swing starts here, so it'd be frame 45 the upper arm lifts. Yeah, so we need to lift up to frame 45, but the swing starts at frame 30, finish at 60. This is making me think of Lightning McQueen going ka-chow. Let's get some. Where's the old movement kind of properties? I think that's it, isn't it? So that's all zeroed, which is what we expect. That's all zeroed. And that doesn't change. Cool. Right. So that arm there, when it gets to frame 15, we've got a little bit of W rotation, X rotation, Y rotation, and Z rotation, but nothing else. We've got some rotations going on. Let's make a quick note of these rotations. I know this, you can kind of mirror some animations. 0.827. 0.827. And 0.226 minus 0.234. Where's Cobbler? We need Cobbler. Indeed. Yeah, I've seen a few YouTube shorts about Blender because I like kind of watching like quick tips and stuff. And occasionally there's a video quick tip popping up of like amateur Blender user with like a picture of the guy sweating. I'm here. And you know that guy that's tapping frantically on the keyboard and he's just got sweat coming down him. That represents a noob Blender user, and then you just got the experienced one just drinking a coffee in one hand, tapping a few keys and just doing the job in like 10 seconds. So that'd be nice to get to that. So it almost typing in those values is almost giving us a you can see a big improvement at the time you're doing a cloth sim. Oh yeah, that cloth sim was so painful. I still need to go back to that and finish that properly. I've effectively semi-abandoned that so I can learn some basic stuff, and then I'll come back and then go, okay, let's do the more complex stuff. Mainly I need the cloth to react to the movement of the armature. So basically it's where the character's wearing clothes, so if they move their arm, the clothing needs to kind of move with the arm. Does that make sense? So I need to kind of attach the cloth object to the armature and have it be influenced, I suppose, which I can kind of understand how you do that after doing this now, because all those individual rocks on here are individual objects. Each rock is an object, and I've attached each of those rock objects to the armature, and that's how you have the golem moving. So I suppose it'd be a similar idea to that, where you have the influence of the armature on the clothing, and as the clothing moves, it kind of moves with it. But at the time, I had no idea. But going back to it now, I feel I might be able to do it. But I want to get something done. I want to have a completed asset that I go, cool, I've done something from start to finish. It's fully animated, it's fully kind of set up, it's kind of textured, and I know how to do all the things, at least a little bit. Because I went in with the deep end. Like, I tried to make the main character straight away. So the cloth armature, the cloth sims were basically making the main character, which is, it makes sense. You should probably start with the main character. Blender Junkie, hey MH, how's it going? Hope you're having a good week so far. Might be wrong, but don't you just give the skin mesh the solid or physics modifier? I can't remember the name, and then the clothing cloth modifier. Kind of, yes. If you want to yeah, if you do like the skin, the cloth modifiers, and it kind of reacts as part of the animation. and you kind of set it, but I've not tried to build it into an actual animation, if that makes sense. Still on for the duet Leighton stream. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. I've listened to that song though, that you were doing last time. That was pretty cool. I've since heard it on the radio a few times. Was it good? Yeah, I kind of liked it. It's not my usual thing, but I liked it anyway. You arrange the song. There's a way to you parent the cloth to the armature, but we need to open the project player links. Yeah, we'll do that another time. One of the main characters in this episode is wearing a 50-cent shirt. It's angered me. Yes, it angered me as well. That's a little bit cool. I like Dracula too. It's just my usual taste. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird song in the lyrics, but it's kind of catchy. I think I've successfully. We put a minus on this one. What does that happen? No, we don't want a minus on that one. Minus is a bad thing. Go with minus. But I basically copied the values from one to the other and flipped the rotations. There is a slight twist going on something else there. But I learned it through Cat Edits YouTube Shorts. Oh, that's pretty cool. You should listen to Guilty Conscious by Eminem. That song will make your eyebrows rise 100%. More proof that good things come from cats. Oh, of course. Cats are a good source of everything. All the goodness. I agree. Woohoo! That's quite. I did not expect it to do that. A giant playlist of songs I listened to. It's going over 10 songs in the last week. Wow. Broken Golden Bones, yes. I think I might have broken the way its path for the movement there. Did not expect that in the big 2026. They're just doing very strange wind up, yeah. Now, what would be plausible is if it kind of rotated around like a fan and kind of like did a charge up like this and there's a massive uppercut. Very superhero, yes. The fact it phases through his body is very impressive. Last year I spent a lot of time listening to marching songs just because I really like them. And the one album of it was my number 2 Spotify. Ooh. The atoms must align for them. Only more evidence as to their superhero position. Yeah. Number 2 is Spotify. Cool. I had a feeling that was what you're going for. So what is it not? Well, you heard in the big. Have you heard in the video while I'm preparing as I heard from my boss? Oh, background, yeah. I heard you in the background while I'm preparing a letter from us. Oh, okay. Somehow I out-listened to it in an album I found late in 2025. Oh. Have either of you heard about the Rise Tower? I have not. Should look up the video of it. It's very interesting. Okay. I shall check that out. We're back. Dog walk time. Okie dokie. I'll see you shortly. There's a 20-kilometer tall mega project Saudi Arabia is planning on building. Oh. Yeah, they end up making a lot of large buildings. Yes, be right back. Okie dokie. See you both shortly. Yeah. I think a lot of the buildings in Saudi Arabia are because they can. No one knows why. They build it because they can. There is no reason. Just to flex, yeah. So, hey, my building's bigger than your building. It has nothing to do with my insecurities about anything. Can't they just build normal sized buildings for once? We will witness that since I live in Saudi Arabia. Ooh. Right, let's delete those frames. We'll do it again. So it should be 0.226. Well, they're overcompensating for something, yeah. Size doesn't matter, not like I'd have any reason to say that or anything, you know. Yeah. It's not the size of the building, it's the contents that matters. Not 0.827. Okay, we'll just do some silly stuff then. 0.234. And the Z 0.427 is what it's got on that one. We know that is wrong. So it probably needs to be minus 0.427. Cool. Okay, we've got it. So hopefully that means now, yeah, it's not doing any weird stuff. It's just kind of... it just seems excited about something. I almost want to make the golem do a... what do you call it? A dab. But I'm not going to go there. Before you just defeat the player and just goes dab. Dandy dandy, happy golem, yes. He's very schlonky, weird. Get swifty. Yes. Now what I want to do is bring that to there. Oh, I like that transition. So as it swings around, you can see the other arm is kind of moving around with it as it raises. And then what I wanted to do is then swing back this way. Remember that episode from Rick and Morty? One of my favourites. Yeah, the Get Swifty episode's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool iconic episodes in the first few seasons. And so it kind of tailed off a little bit. But it didn't help with the controversy around the voice actors and writers and stuff. We have a movement there, and then we have more movement there. Honestly, can't wait for season 9. Yeah, I need to go back and watch the last couple of seasons because I can't remember where I got up to, and to be honest, I probably need to rewatch them just to remind myself anyway. I never finished watching the last season. Because unfortunately, with the way it was released, they released the first half of the season, wait a few months and release the other half of the season. So I just didn't go back and watch the other half of the season. So that... the upper arm doesn't actually have a... what is it? Oh, it does. So the upper arm has a movement at frame 30. Rick and Morty is so random you can watch the whole series, go back to season 1 and still feel it's new, so new and fresh. Yeah, they've done a very good job of the writing. And they've put so much kind of pop culture that's still relevant. They haven't made it very much on the point, which animations like South Park are very much on the point of pop culture, that they're writing the episodes days before they get animated and pushed out because they want to be the most current, up to date. But it does mean you go back and watch it and go, oh yeah, this episode was referencing this event that happened that year. That's no longer kind of in people's minds. But Rick and Morty was its own thing. It references a few things that have happened in recent history, but nothing too current. But it's still entertaining. Right, let's make a note of... make a note of those ones. So what we're looking at now, so 0.19 819 as usual. 819. Without time, 40. Yeah, I've got another 25 minutes, and I'll probably another 20 minutes or so, I'll say. Get Swifty, you gotta get Swifty. It's stuck in my head right now. Okay. You're coming back up on here. Cool, we all good? No? Can I continue to lend it? Yes? Okay. I am so used to writing strings, I put my comment in quotes. Oh dear. Cat cameo. Or call stream, yeah. I would pick him up, but he absolutely hates being picked up, so we won't do that too. The most you're going to get is a tail occasionally. It's stuck in my beard now. What's the issue? You good there? You good? Okay. My cat loves being carried. Yeah, some cats does. Nix's cats, at least two of them, absolutely love it. So some cats just submit themselves to being carried and go, cool, I am baby, carry me. And there's other cats here, no, do not even think about lifting me off the ground. You will regret it for the rest of your life. 318. 318. Well, it just shows what kind of personalities cats can have. You think, oh, a cat is a cat, but it's not. They have as much personality as anything, right? My cats love it and hate it at the same time. You have to guess their moods before attempting it, yeah. They do not give you money indications, but you must guess them and you must understand it. Otherwise, do so at your peril. Is the cat messing with my beard? My beard is resting on my sort of leg, and he decides he wants to climb over my leg, stepping on the beard, putting his paw in the only space on my leg containing a beard. His precision is impeccable. Of all the leg space, he puts the paw exactly where the beard is. Cat and car is the same thing. Yeah, you can drive a cat. They don't offer very much kind of storage space. You can probably get a small bag on the back of them, but minus 261. Loaf of car, yes. Do you have a pretty awesome beer? Thank you, mate. Cat loves being a loaf, yes. Damien doesn't really doesn't become loaf. Again, Nix's cats become loaf. What's the last one? 223. Let's go minus 0.223. Cool. That looks pretty representative of what I'm expecting. However, I've made a boo-boo. I've just overwritten the previous ones. So undo all that. I want to see a soup of cat. No, not cat soup. I had to make sure Peter understood correctly, yeah. Soup of cat. So cats are theoretically liquid, as they can fully consume any space they're put into. So if you put a cat into a container, it will fill the container. So by that logic, cats are liquid. Let's type this in again because I made a mistake. Cats are cool. Cats are very cool. My cat has melted only once. It was so cute. Yeah, I've seen some melted cats before. My other cat very much would turn it into a puddle. I mean, I've done it again. That's the one I need to be selected. So I was confused there for a moment. Also, I had a conversation with my male cat this morning. He meowed, I meowed back, and so forth. Yeah, I have a conversation with Damien. Usually it's less of a conversation, more of an argument. We'll have a disagreement. I don't know if anyone actually wins, but he probably walks away thinking he's won. .8. I did not want to hit spacebar. My cat gave me a tight kiss today. It's very cute. Oh. Yeah, kitty kisses are quite cute. Yeah, it's when you get a full-on headbutt of love. It nearly breaks your nose. Probably for the food, yeah. I bet you my cat was like, what is this loser talking about? What does he mean dishwashing cars? Mispronounced me, yeah. Several grammatical mistakes and insulted his entire lineage. Included several racial slurs about cats. I had to have a chat with her about asking before kissing someone though. She's a bit freaky sometimes, yeah. Cats don't understand consent. To a cat, everything is assumed consent. There are some cats which are very polite. Like they'll tap. They kind of tap you or tap something and go, okay, I want your attention. I want a thing, and you can't give them permission, and they'll go and do the thing. But only some cats. There are others, however, that do not see permission as an actual thing. The C in cat doesn't stand for concern, it stands for mass threat to human population. Cats are better than dogs, especially with diseases. Yeah, cats are generally sort of left alone genetically. So usually a lot healthier. Dogs we've messed with their genetics so much that we've basically given them genetic diseases now, which is a shame because they didn't ask for this. They had no benefit to the dog, and yet we've just kind of decided, well, you should now look like this, and yeah, there's a few medical issues you might deal with because of what we've done to you, but that's a shame. Oh. Almost at the stage of making it floss right now. So a video about a dog leave after licking an object versus cat in the microscope. Oh, that looks wrong, yeah. Yes, I didn't consider that, but it depends what you imagine is going on behind that piece of rock there. Swing, and then the rest of it's in the shoulder there. So if we move all those keyframes to there, now at this stage we're going to hit save because we don't want blending to crash. Crouch, swing once, brings back, starts to swing. It's all about perspective, yeah. I'm back, welcome back. He saw the mountain and got excited, yeah. So, oh, that's a nice peak on that mountain there. We need to start rubbing rocks. That's about someone's main defense in court. That'll be someone's defense in court, yeah. Mountain hub. Yeah, it's what all rock golems log on to when they're not beating them much. Rock hub. Been experimenting with shaders in Blender recently. Ooh. Yeah, I need to do a bit more of that. I've only done a little bit of shader for the help of the community to get this rock texture. It's something I want to just sit and just do shader experimentation. I mean, anime style shader, a painterly shader, and some cool glitch shaders. Ooh, okay, that's cool. Several realistic sci-fi renders and painterly sci-fi render. Ooh, okay. If you want to post anything in my Discord, you're more than welcome to post any of your work you're working on. Feel free to show off. Wish we could see, but what can you do? Yeah. Let's make a note of these ones. Yeah, I can't use Discord, nothing serious, just a mutual agreement between someone. Okay, that's fair. Not a problem, MH. But say, there's no issues from my side if you want to do anything like that in the future. Let's set these ones so 0.993 0.093 0.332 and 0.105. I forgot I wanted to post my search results in the DC to show your what Sweet Salvation looks like. Okay. Do it afterwards, I remember. Cool, cool. Sure, we can duet. Oh, duet time? Yeah. We can do I thought I saw your face today or something else. Make a note of these ones. I know this is going to be the long way around doing this, but... Okay, everyone get ready for the bot MHL duet. I thought I saw your face today. Tell me what you want to do. I just turned away. So I'm basically wanting to kind of copy the keyframe from one bone to another. But with there's going to be an opposite on the rotations, that's the only thing. I turn my head away, your face against the trees, but I see just the memories and I couldn't help but fall in love again. Yeah, so a long way around Cobbler is basically copying the values to the other bone. Try right click on the key in the mirror. I suppose once I've mirrored it, then just shift it up the time frame. No, I couldn't help but fall in love again. I saw it glitter as I grew. Key point, keyframe. Cool. Let's go to that one. So I want this key point here. By times over current frame by values over zero value. By times over first selected marker. I loved it, boy, I never knew. Flip selected keyframes over the selected mirror line. Flip times of selected keyframes using the current frame as the mirror line. Wait, is it actual lyrics? I don't think that's it. Go copy. I don't mind. It's I loved it. Yes, I loved it. Why I never knew. Sorry for breaking the game. I couldn't help but fall in love again. Copy pasting it seems to do the work anyway. But then there's certain aspects I need to mirror because it's not. Oops, now sending wrong lyrics. Oh no! I do have an add-on to make it easier. Ooh. What add-on would you recommend for things like that? Is it paid for? I'll share with you. Awesome, thank you, Copper. Now, the only add-on I got in Blender so far is I don't think I can see it on this screen, but it's just for importing textures and models. Is it Sketchfab? Or is that on Unity? I do have Sketchfab plugged in somewhere. I was going to say I think I might be doing the different covers of the song. Love it, why I never knew. That might be okay there. Now it's just a monument in my mind. So I live near a highway, not extremely loud or anything. You don't hear it in my house, you hear it buzz from distance when outside. So now with the forest fire, all the roads are closed including the highway, and the silence is so weird. I miss my highway buzz. You get used to certain sounds and go, this is just eerie. This doesn't sound right. Couldn't help but fall in love again. No, I couldn't help but fall in love again. Cars and freeways implore me to stay away out of this place. It's one thing, Soup has a virus, sent it credit card details to remove virus. It's one thing, a friend of mine who's lives in Manchester, Captain Cogs, another streamer friend who sadly has had to give up streaming for health reasons. No, Super Scanner. Because he lives near a main route, it's constantly noisy. Oh, Super Scammer. It's constantly noisy, and he stayed over this place a few years back, so we can go to or go to a convention. Yeah, that's Adjicob there. Cool, send your friend request. My mirror said just keep your head and play it as it lays. See, somehow that's what's beautiful. Oh, so sell emotes. Sell the best emotes. Graph Tools V1.1 Blender. Awesome. I'll probably add that after the stream, because I'll be wrapping up very soon. Soup Scammer, you have tech support. I see things that are ephemeral. That's quite a nice word. You have one free emote. Please enter payment information to see which free emote you want. They know all the tricks. Cool, I think that's fair. I'm my only friend of mine. Super support. Simple F curves. Ooh, ooh. Thank you for these, Cobbler, by the way. Is that another one? Cheers, thank you very much. Do appreciate your help. But have nice controls. Both have nice controls. Awesome. Yeah, sometimes these plugins are a bit awkward. Like Blender, to me, when I first started using it, it's very awkward. There's so many options, so many screens. It's like, what? Like, it's a learning curve just to kind of manipulate a box. Soup. Back to the binge, the boys. Okie dokie, enjoy the boys. So we won't be on for much longer. In the world, in the world. Soup in the world. I think. I couldn't help but fall in love again. No, couldn't help but fall in love again. What are we doing for time? Oh, we've gone over the 2 hour mark. Okay. Paste flipped. Oh. Okay. That was amazing. You did amazing. That's, folks, is the end. Thanks for attending the bot MHL duet. Yeah, it's cool stuff. Very cool. Thought you saw my face today. Yeah, I shall look up that song and I'll remember your singing skills. Okay, so we just need to do the twist of the torso, and we've got this. Woohoo! I just turned my head away. No, I'm just kidding. So what we want now is this bone here. So what happens? That comes. Is it that one? Or is it this one? Ah, it's that one. So what we want is the opposite twist on frame 60. So for now, at the very least. Copy that frame. Paste it there. Nice. And what we do, we'll paste it again there. Now, for here, we want the opposite of that. So the twist is the Y. So minus 150. So 60 rather than being minus 150. We just 0.1. Okay, so we look what this looks like. I think we're nearly there. Cobbler equals tech support, Blender helpline, Lisa is scammer, Jeffrey's Jeffrey. Yeah, that's just explains it all. Me and MH are duelist, even though that's the worst. Yeah, I think duelists. Duetists. Yes. Yeah, there is no single way of describing Jeffrey. Oh yeah, apart from writing it that way. I used to... I always get the R and E mixed up. It's Jeffrey. But yeah, Jeffrey, the only way to describe Jeffrey is Jeffrey. What? That was a completely normal thing to say. I got five left toes. If you want to buy one, then you're weird because I'm lying. I only have 2. Unclassifiable. There is no class. Alright, what we do want to do... Yeah, I always get the R, the E and the R the wrong way around in Jeffrey. So I always think of it as Jeffrey, but it's not, it's Jeffrey. So it's a 20 crouch. What classification is Jeffrey? There is no classification on this planet. Jeff Ford's Ray. That'd be quite interesting spelling. Yes. Jeff, Ray, Ashley, Little Ray, Ashtray. Nice. American 101. Yes. Yeah, what are we missing now? Totally. This reminds me, I have 5 different variables called total in the shop. I made code. None of them are global though. Ride the train to work every day. The train workers are very nice. Train brings me smoothie every day. Oh, that's painful to read, but understandable. So, which... I want to say it's that. It's not, is it? I think it is, actually. Something's slightly missing there, but we'll work it out. Swing, swing. It's painful to write, it's painful to read. We'll forge a new English out of the ground. America did that with it, yeah. Although there's a lot of American... It's kind of old English, especially in the southern states. A lot of the wording and the phrasing in the southern states are apparently old English. England decided to modernise, whereas they didn't really progress. Welcome to the new New England. Yes. Right. There's a few little things. Yes. First super revolution. Now English revolution. Right, we're going to have to leave it there because it's getting late and there's a few things I need to tweak, but we're almost there. So next week we'll finish off this animation and then we'll look at another one to start. So we'll just give that a quick save, switch over to the main camera. Boom. Thank you all for joining us today. I'll see you next time. Indeed, thank you MHL. Good to speak to you as always. Thank you Bot. Thank you Cobbler for all your help. You've been awesome. And thank you Jeffrey and Lisa, my awesome new mods. And everyone who's been lurking, I see your awesome names on the right hand side there. You're cool. Thank you for being here. Epic as always. Thank you for streaming. Thank you Lisa. Good night Jeffrey.
Epic.
I'll be back on Friday. We'll be doing some Unity stuff, fixing the bugs. But until then, I will sell emotes and maybe soup next stream. Yes. Goodbye, good night, enjoy the stream. Thank you, bots. Hope you have a good night. Enjoy your rests. I'll be back on Friday. So till then, have a good week. I shall see you all on Friday. Good night, all. Good night, everyone.